Okay guys, this piece is done now. Now we're going to move on to mounting this lower apron that bolts up right under here. We have to add one mount to the front here. I had to cut that off because it was welded to the C-channel. Now we've replaced that C-channel, so we're going to add a new mount. I may be able to reuse these. I have to take a look at them and see what kind of shape they're in. And also at the back here, where the dually fender is, that apron bolts to the fender, and this side had a piece of 1/2 inch round stock welded to the frame and welded to this apron. I don't want to re-weld it to the apron just in case you want to take this piece off. I'm going to make it removable, and the other side didn't have one, so we're going to make something up for that side as well. So let's get started with that now. So we got the panel bolted in, got both sides put on. I've marked the upper holes here because that's that new part we put in and there's no holes, so I marked the hole that we got to drill to bolt it up. I've marked the hole because there's one bolt at the bottom of this fender that has to get bolted in, and we're going to go underneath now and I'll show you the rear mount. There's the back side of the panel. So this rear mount here, there was nothing. We're on the driver's side now. There was nothing here, and I got to get something to come up here. It's got to clear the leaf spring and got to go all the way up and be welded up here to the C-channel of the dump box. Not sure what happened, but I never ended up getting these brackets on camera. I ended up remaking all of them. Here's a picture of what they look like. Now we're going to move on to the driver's side, and we're going to make up the piece that fits on top of the channel that I already welded in. Going to go over and cut a piece to fit this area here now. We're going to go over to the brake, put a 90-degree brake in it, and then start fitting it and welding it in. I got it marked 1.5 inches back. We're just going to bend a 90-degree brake on it. Okay, we got it fitted pretty good here. I'm going to take it out and we're going to drill some holes here so we can spot weld it to this flange. And what we're going to do is we're going to tack it here all the way across, and then we're slowly going to start cutting it away and letting the panel drop back in, and then we'll butt weld it fully all the way around. I've marked out where I want my holes. We're going to start off by using a drill bit just to pilot them, and then I'm going to use a step drill bit and drill them out to the size I need. I got it marked on the step drill bit where I want to stop. So I've got this panel tacked in place now. I've purposely left it long. What I find is when I try to cut this before, it rarely comes out perfect. What I mean by perfect is rarely does it follow this line really nice. You'll always notice a little deviation. It'll be a touch further out. If it's a touch further out, you're on the bonus side because you can always grind it back down. But if you're a touch in, you'll notice that, and I mean, you could weld metal back on, but it's a real pain. So what I find is I'll just leave it on. I'm going to put once this is all done being welded in, I'm going to put the stake pocket back on, and that line is nice and straight with the stake pocket, and then I'll just zip that off and it'll be a perfectly straight line. fully welded in place now. I've dressed down all the welds. I've also dressed down all the welds on the inside here as well. Now we're going to go ahead and spot weld that bottom flange in place. This is my setup here for squeezing the stake pocket to the box side. I got my copper block on this side with a big C-clamp, and on the inside I have a big 2x4 just to spread the load. So we're just going to go ahead and spot weld each one at a time and continually move my block around, and once I'm done we'll go over to the other side and do the same to the other side. This side's done. I've welded it all up. So I've gone ahead and I've primed this area with some weld through primer to protect it, and now we're going to go ahead and weld on that stake pocket. We're all ready to get this one welded in now. Just going to show you guys. I've used two of the existing bolt holes to bolt it in on this side, and I'll use my big C-clamp to push it in tight on this side. What I've done with all these holes, because I've primered up and behind here, I've chucked up an end mill into my drill, and I've just run the end mill in there just to scrape off the paint. And if you don't have an end mill, you can use just a regular drill bit. All you have to do is chop the end of your drill bit off flat and then just grind two flat sharp ends on it. The same you would as if it was tapered, except just grind them flat. So one would be tapered that way, the other one tapered that way, and it'll do the exact same job as an end mill. Stake pockets done, both sides. They're fully welded and the spot welds have been grinded down. These are the holes for the front panel that bolt the front panel in. So right now the next job is to make this front panel right here.